Hi there. Right, so today, I'm looking all togged up. I've got my scarf. I literally just raced in from my youngest boy's harvest festival. We have so much going on in the house. We've got carpenters here, we've got people changing the carpets, and an electrician. So there's a lot going on in the background. So I apologise if there's any noise in the background. Today I'm going to welcome Anita, who is coming on to speak to us about creating the life and business that we love. She has an incredible backstory and has transitioned from a corporate background. And so without further ado, I am going to bring Anita on. So hang on one second and let's add her to the interview. Let her share some of the really good stuff that she has to share with us. So Anita is just coming on right now, and we'll see if we can make this work. I'm always a little bit wary about the technology of adding people on the Facebook native interview, like split screen, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's thinking about it. It's trying to bring you on, Anita. Let me just see. There's another way that I can just bring you on. Let's just do it this way and see. It's trying to add you here. Here we go. Okay, I'm not seeing you just yet. Hang on. Let me just. What's going on? Why is that not doing that? Let me just try a different way. Hang on. Oh, okay, Anita, for some reason it's not working. Hang on one sec. Now I've really just messed it all up. Can't bring myself back. I've lost my whole Facebook app. I don't know if you guys are seeing me or not. So hang on. Let me just have a look. Let's see. Anita. Here we go. Okay. So I'm hoping this time it'll work. Louise, I can see you've joined us. Thank you for coming along. Lovely to see you here. Anita, it's still trying to bring you on. Why is it not working? Here we go. It definitely says it's trying to add you, but for some reason, here we go.
Oh, hello.
That's better. Hi, look at you looking gorgeous. Now, Anita's in Singapore, so it's late with you, isn't it? It's 9 o'clock in the evening.
9 p.m. Yeah, not too
well,
late.
Well, so thank you for coming on and spending your evening with us. And so, yeah, I'm all togged up and you're looking glamorous and gorgeous. But it is sunny here. It's just not very warm today. But yes, so I just want to hear more about what it is that you're doing and how you ended up shifting, because you've moved from a corporate environment into becoming an entrepreneur. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about how that came about and why it is that you're doing what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So I was in the corporate environment for 18 odd years. So in marketing as a director, in lots of different jobs here in Singapore, Hong Kong, London. And, I really got to the top of that ladder. So, and once I got to the top of that ladder, I worked hard, I worked furiously over the years. And once I got there, I just felt like it wasn't my ladder, if that makes any sense. So just got to this point where I was like, oh, I think I've actually, climbed up somebody else's ladder. So that's what it felt like. And I felt a bit lost. And I had an opportunity to walk away from my job, take redundancy and take some gardening leave. And I just felt like that's what I wanted to do and take that step, even though I didn't know what would be there for me next. But I just felt that I'd been wearing a mask in many senses. So I sort of, I was a bit of a fake, if you like. So it was more, wearing a mask as a marketing director, then, a partner, a daughter, a sister, all those different things. But being quite different in different, roles, which was pretty exhausting, as you can imagine, which it would be. And I think, the reason why we do it, I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's not because we're completely mad and we're schizophrenic or anything like that. But it's more that we're just trying to fit in, right? And we're trying to please others and we're trying to do what it takes to be recognized and be loved, as if we're sort of, not enough just as we are. And so for me, I was sort of at a point where I just felt disconnected from myself, a bit lost, kind of. Yeah, so I was really someone that kind of lost my true identity. I didn't realize it was really happening because it was over many years. And I sort
I
of
think that
created those internal personas. Yeah.
I do. I think that happens to a lot of people because you kind of find yourself on this path, and it kind of takes you with it, and it's not
Yeah.
until you really take a step back and realize that actually it wasn't your intention to be going that way, and you just kind of ended up taking someone else's route. So
Yeah.
and so tell me, when you stepped away from that, did you I mean, you say that you were given gardening leave. Did you take that as time out to reflect on what it was that you wanted to do next, or did you jump straight into the idea of, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to do something myself, or how did that work out?
I think I probably wanted to be an entrepreneur for a long time. So I wanted to be a coach for a long time. I'd actually done a course 10 years ago and never really quite had the guts to do it. So I was always had this stuff in the background in secret, reading all these, self-help books and all the gurus and all of that. I was always reading it. But no, I didn't. I knew that I couldn't do this anymore. What I was doing, I couldn't. The thought of going back into that environment was like, I don't want to, I'll do anything. So I kind of said it on the first way, maybe this is the time to start a business, like flippantly. But, and then it sort of started to come together, but it wasn't
Sometimes you just
immediate.
need a
Really,
nudge. You just need that opportunity.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a kick. I'd had a few before that. It was
And do
obviously
you know what?
the
So,
universe was trying to.
yeah. I've heard lots of people who felt kind of trapped in that corporate environment, and there's lots of reasons why they stay, because it's kind of comfortable and you have a good secure income, and it's something that you've been doing it for a long time, and it's really, really a stretch to think of moving yourself out of that until someone gives you that actual nudge and says, okay, you have an opportunity for redundancy, or maybe someone's made redundant, or and so actually, and the people that I've seen who have kind of been on that route are so much happier once they've actually taken that step to one side and decided to do their own thing. So I think there's lots and lots of people who can definitely identify with that journey that you were on. And so so what happened then? I mean, how long did it take for you then to get up and running and start offering your services to clients? And what did you decide? Who did you decide to work with, and how did that come about?
It was really kind of stop, start. So I sort of went out and I was like, I want to do something. So I tried to use what I've already got, marketing skills. And I was like, maybe I want to be a trainer. So I hired some coach and I put together a business plan. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. But she's like, we're not going to make money out of anything else. So you've got to do this if you want to make money. I was like, well, I don't really want to do it. Do I have to do something I don't really want to do to make money? And then I went on more of a personal discovery journey. I went onto a coaching program called Live You Fully, just something that came out of nowhere on the internet from someone in the US. I ended up on that program. I didn't have any money at the time. Money was very tight. I didn't know if I'd be able to stay in Singapore, so it was all a bit hairy and scary. But I did it, and I went for the course. It was fairly expensive, but it was really a course around finding yourself and your inner knowing and what's holding you back and all of those kinds of things, which is now what I do. And it really changed me completely, just to reconnect to myself, know who I am, heal some of those sort of inner blocks and wounds and things like that. Because only then I could really see clearly and, feel that level of feeling comfortable in my own skin, really.
Yeah.
And not needing external validation, because going on this journey is scary, right? There's a lot of judgment out there, and it means things are going to change and all of that. So yeah.
And so now you help people make that transition, right? So are you working primarily with people who have been in a corporate environment, or are you working, who are your ideal clients that you work with now to help them have, help them on that journey of inner discovery and transformation?
It really is, I guess, not necessarily corporate environments, but a lot of, because it's anyone that women, predominantly women I'm working with, that are very successful, really, and so, you know, have a history of success in some way, either, you know, in their careers or in their lives, you know, have great families, husbands, children, homes, jobs, careers, you know, everything looks pretty amazing on the outside. But there's just like on the inside, there's a bit of a internal struggle, or feel like something's missing or not quite right, or constantly anxious or tired, or but feeling a bit guilty about that, maybe because it's kind of like, you know, what's my problem? I've got a great job, great money, great family, and yet, you know, I'm not able to enjoy what I have fully, let alone create more of what I would like. And can I even do that when I've got this kind of identity? You know, can I change it? Is that even possible? Yeah. So I guess that's the kind of women I'm working with. Yeah.
And so you help them make that change.
Yeah, so what I help them do essentially is they'll, you know, they come to me and they don't know what it is essentially, or they know that they've got problems in their either their relationships. It's all one of the same, to be honest, but you know, your relationships, or in your business, so there's business women as well, or in their career or with their families, where they're either, you know, they're needing a lot of external validation, or they're feeling very stuck. Um, or they're feeling down, you know, they're feeling sad inside, but, you know, putting on a good act. And they're just a bit sick and tired. They're just tired and, like, you know, want to do something bigger, but have too much fear around it, which is bonkers, because now that I've done this, it's like, of course, you've got a history of being successful and capable. You can do this, you know, whatever it is they want to do. So it really starts with, you know, going back to who they really are. So for me, it was really about, you know, culture. You know, what is your culture, your background? I'm a UK born Indian. So I had a lot of a strict upbringing as an Indian, and the English side, if you like, the Western side. And there was a lot of conflict there. So picking up a lot of values, limiting beliefs and ideas that, and wounds and experiences. For me, I had a abusive background as I was growing up and in my life. So which is more extreme, but for other women, it might be that extreme. I've, you know, had loss. I lost my dad when I was 17. So there's some big things. And what we kind of do as women is whatever happens, and they don't need to be as big as this. It could be like bullying or something like that, but that's still big, right? Any little things that happen, whether it's a long time ago or more recently, we tend to move past it quite quickly and don't really deal with it in any way. And it can kind of pile up, and then we sort of live from this space where we're kind of living from that wound, if you like, that bad experience, whether we realize it or not. We're kind of infiltrating it and recreating it a little bit in our relationships, in our work, and certainly into our businesses and our clients. And, you know, going into that need to pretend or prove or do things out of obligation rather than fully enjoying it. We almost create another job for ourselves rather than, you know, create, you know, we start these businesses because we want to create a life we love and a lifestyle, but, you know, we can't sort of step out of it. So we start there in moving those, what I call them inner wounds, which sounds a bit extreme, but there's anywhere there's a bit of pain, which we've probably just coated over. And it's not to go in there and, you know, let's dredge this out for ages. You know, I'm just someone that's, we need to go there, not dwell on it, deal with it, yeah, and heal it and move it out the way fast. So you can get into that point of, you know, you're accessing your inner knowing. And for me, that really lives in your heart and in your soul. And a lot of us have lost touch with that completely because we're in our heads, and our heads are very noisy and we're very hard on ourselves with those inner critics and voices that are going on. So knowing how to really tune in to yourself. So I'm taking them through those steps. Really get rid of the crap, get to know your truth, your inner knowing, and how to access it daily. And they're really, you know, connected to something bigger as well is the way I do it. Yeah. Through intention.
That's fabulous, because
yourself.
The other thing is we all just get busy, don't we? And so we don't actually take time for ourselves to step back and try to understand what it is that's been holding us back, or what those wounds might have been. So, I mean, I definitely found that when my first 10 years of entrepreneurship, I never took a step back to kind of work on my mindset, and actually the growth that you can experience when you tackle your mindset is massive.
It's huge.
So I just think that's fabulous. So if you were speaking to someone who was wanting to make that kind of transition, I mean, obviously you've been through some of the steps that you went through. Do you have advice for people who are wanting to, maybe they're feeling slightly stifled or they're just feeling like they're not living their truth at the moment? Do you have advice for them as some steps that they could take or things that they could look at in their lives to help move them forwards towards something that's more in integrity for themselves in their business or their life
Yeah.
generally?
Well, the easiest place to start is with themselves. So really, creating a relationship with yourself. So we put a lot of effort. If you think of someone you love, or whether it's your husband or your children or friends or whoever it is, and how much effort you're currently putting into those relationships, who you're being, or what you're doing in those relationships. Yeah. If it was anything like I was before, I was doing everything for those people. I was, living their lives for them almost, and when we do that, we are not creating a relationship with ourselves, and we are not feeling our feelings, and we are numbing ourselves, and it's kind of addictive. Yeah, it's kind of addictive because we don't have to deal with ourselves. So and maybe it's not as far as that, but it's about how can you sort of turn that the other way around and bring it in. So turn that effort that you're putting onto your children or to your husband and put yourself first. Because actually that is what's going to improve your relationships, not self-sacrificing, playing small. Because realistically, we turn into a martyr, a victim, all those things, which don't help anything. Yeah. So it's really spending time with you and, getting to know you. Relationships are hard work, right? So it's like you've got to make that time for yourself as well. Yeah. Whatever that looks like for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice. And that actually is great advice for anyone, no matter what stage they're at, whether they're going through a transition or whether they're just living their life. It's like so many
just
of us
always.
don't make time
It's something we should always be doing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I've definitely been really guilty of that in the past. I'm trying to address it. I try harder and harder to address it all the time. In fact, my intention is I will be taking Fridays off by the end of the year. Absolutely 100% Fridays are going to be me time.
Yeah,
So,
beautiful.
yeah. But so I know that you have just launched a challenge around this, haven't you? Have you got a free challenge that you're putting out there for people? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so I think, this journey of really feeling comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and letting things come to you with ease rather than feel like you're pushing for it all the time or hustling, or having to feel like you have, be fake, or it feels too scary to be authentic, or it feels selfish to spend time on yourself, or whatever it may be. It really starts with awakening to your truth. What we were saying here, really, like you're saying, taking that Friday off and just dedicating it to yourself, which will just open up so much for you. So it's the smallest things that can open up so much. So this is a 7-day challenge where it's you get a video each day. It's a very small thing that you do each day. Even though they're small, some people, they can feel big because that's how little time we spend with ourselves and turning that attention to ourselves. So it's still a challenge. But yeah, so it's 7 things over 7 days, really to help you to start to get to know yourself, awaken to your truths, get a relationship going with yourself, knowing who you are, and starting to open you up to that inner knowing, yeah, and understanding yourself a bit more. And you will see just by doing these little things that things start to improve and you'll start to receive more through your relationships, your business, money, whatever it is. There's some beautiful intention setting practices in there, things like that, that really start to open us up. But to open us up to receive, we need to be in touch with our truth and our inner knowing and move some of that stuff out of the way. So it's just some small steps to start that journey. Just really sort of gentle, but quite fun as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fabulous. I love the sound of that. So,
Yeah.
is that a live challenge that you're running, or is it something that's people
It's
can, is
it's
it rolling?
recorded, so you receive it by email over 7 days, and then you join my Facebook group, and you can post in there. So we have people doing it all the time, and then just posting in there how they're going each day, and then I'm always there in the groups there just to evolve it that bit further. Because sometimes we, like you were saying, we don't stop to reflect. We're so busy,
Yeah.
and we can't even see what Okay, so I did this thing. what effect does it have on me? What's my internal talk like now? What's my external talk? What's changed? What's happening around me? And just taking time to integrate that as well. So we do that piece of it on the group, and then you do the next day and the next day. Yeah.
Yeah. Fabulous. So remind me of the name of your group.
So the group is called Create a Life You Love from the Inside Out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you send me the link, then I'll post that with the video, and people can access the challenge from, I guess there's a link or something. Will you post it up, or just post the link for people to sign up to the challenge?
Yeah, sure. I just put the link in the comments or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure that people will be really interested in having a look at that. I love the sound of it. I'm going to sign up. So
yeah, do it. You can do it on your Fridays. Bring them all together.
yeah. But the thing that you said that really resonates with me, so something really extraordinary happened this summer for me. Some of the people in the group will know that my brother was very unwell, and in July he was taken into a hospice and he died 11 days later. And I very unexpectedly took 2 months out to be with my family, and basically I was kind of keeping things ticking over with my business, but not really. I wasn't doing anything. And my signature program, which is my WordPress Success Bootcamp, started at the beginning of September. And within those 2 months of me taking a step back and doing what was really important to me and was really, aligned with what I had to do, my bootcamp just filled up. Normally I would have been busy.
I knew you were going to say
launches,
that. I knew you were going to say that.
It's just, and
that's what happens.
It's like, happens.
Yeah.
It was this huge learning for me because it was so unexpected, and it was just so I just think it's amazing that sometimes when you just remove yourself and you stop the uphill push, that things just, like you say, you open yourself up to receive.
So it's this kind of down to speed up in a way that no need to. It's this a concept called feminine energy, which you might be something I teach as well, that just allow you to be more slow, just being, allowing, trusting, surrendering, and just really honoring yourself. So by doing that, it's not the first time I've heard something like that. That's just incredible, and then we're pushing so hard and we don't actually need to. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. So Ghislaine has a question, or she has a comment. She said, "One thing which helped me is the question that I asked myself: Will you marry you now? And what can you do to marry you?" That's a great tip, Ghislaine. I love that. So would I marry myself right now? I don't know. But
that's a great question. That really makes you stop and think, right? And how you're living and what you're enjoying and how you're putting yourself out there with other people. Absolutely. Really, really good question. It really is like a marriage to yourself and your soul, the work that we're doing here, what we're trying to bring forward. So I think that's beautiful. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Fabulous.
It keeps us pure.
Well, so I mean, do you have any other words of wisdom for us before we wrap up? Is there anything else that you feel like you want to add to the conversation?
I think we did a good overview of everything, but for me it would just be chill out. There's a bigger machine working around us. And once you move your crap out the way and get to know yourself, your inner knowing, and have that marriage, to yourself, have that ceremony, treat yourself like a queen, and just own it, empowered and unapologetically, then these things will start to open up to you. The more you can be, self-honoring. Yeah.
I think that's so valuable, isn't it? To just honor ourselves in a way that sometimes feels indulgent, but I think we really have to do it.
Just being conscious of that. It's gonna honor me right now.
Fabulous. Anita, thank you so much, and thank you for staying up late, joining us in the evening. It's been really lovely to have you on, and there's some great tips. I'm going to hop over now and join your challenge because I know that it would really benefit me. Louise says she loves the sound of the challenge. I'm trying to put myself first, but there's always more to learn. I get all sorts of inspiration when I slow down. Isn't that just so true? It's just like sometimes I have to really force myself to take time out to go for a walk because I know it lights me up, or go for a run because I have so much stuff that I should be doing at my desk or around the
Yeah.
house or whatever I should be
It's
doing.
almost at
And yet
that times when you have to pull yourself out.
yeah,
Just
yes,
try.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And it's usually during those times that I get my best downloads, I get my best creative inspiration, and come back feeling so re-energized after taking that time out.
Yeah.
I'm so much more productive after it. So yeah, Louise, you're absolutely right. It's so much better when we do just take time out to slow down.
Yeah, it's really
But
immersing it, using it into your life, I think. So a lot of the challenges kind of immersive processes. So it helps you to really evolve rather than feel like you're doing it. So it just starts to
yeah,
create it so you become that person. So it doesn't feel like you've got to try and try and try every time. So, which is quite nice. That's quite nice about the, that sort of actually transforming ourselves a little bit at a time. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
fabulous.
Well, I
Thank
look
you,
forward to seeing you
Anita.
there, Vicky, and I look forward to seeing you, Louise, as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm going
Thank
to
you
head over
so
there and
much.
sign up now. But
Yeah,
Anita, if you could send me the link for your challenge,
I
and
will.
I will pop it onto the replay. And yeah, lovely. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing those tips with us. And we'll see you
You're
over in your
welcome.
group.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
All
Bye-bye.
right, take care.
See ya.
Bye.